I'm from the future and I've already completed this challenge. With this video, I want to show you that you too can achieve the same results as I did in this video. All you need for this is the desire to become better and a little bit of perseverance. I hope you enjoy this video. Make sure to watch it until the end. Enjoy watching. Hello everyone, friends. Today is January 1st and today I'm starting a new challenge. This challenge will be about training my neck. For 1 month, I will be training my neck with various exercises and we'll see how much my neck changes, how much it develops, how much its size increases, and overall whether it changes visually in any way. Today is the first day of my challenge. I haven't even trained my neck yet, and now we're going to take my first measurement and find out how many centimeters my neck is in circumference. Okay friends, I have this measuring tape and now I'm going to measure my neck. I'll be doing this by myself, so it won't be very convenient. I hope I can measure it accurately enough at its thickest part. Okay, so this is the thickness of my neck at the moment. I can't tell you the exact measurement right now. I'll check it on the video later. And we'll use this number as our starting point and track how my neck changes. Now let's get started with the workouts. Alright friends, here's what my first day will look like. I'll be doing lateral neck bends. 10 sets of 30 reps for each side, using one weight. If you haven't seen the video about the weights, let me tell you, this is the best piece of equipment you can have because you can train pretty much anything with it. And this isn't an ad because unfortunately I don't have any sponsors on my channel yet. I'm not that cool or famous just yet. So anyway, one of these weighs 2 kilograms and that's what I'll be using. In about a week I'll probably increase it and use 2 of these, so that'll be 4 kilograms. But for now, let's not make too many plans for the future. I just finished my last set for today. It was a pretty light workout, and now we're going to measure my neck while it's pumped, because on the last day of this challenge I want to check what it was like, both cold so to speak and pumped.
That's how much it is.
To make my workout as varied as possible, I'll be using all the exercises I showed in the video about how to train your neck at home. I'll also be training my neck not only at home but in the gym as well. So that was the first day. It was a very light workout. In my opinion, next time I'll make it much harder, because at first I thought it would be better not to overload my neck on the first day. If you push it too hard in the beginning, there's a chance that the next day you won't be able to do anything at all. So you have to be smart about it and plan your training wisely, keeping the future in mind. Well, I'll see you all again tomorrow. Today is the second day of my challenge, and the first thing I felt when I woke up was a slight soreness in the muscles I trained yesterday. But it's good that I planned yesterday's workout properly and didn't put too much strain on my neck, because if the load had been heavier, the pain today would probably be much worse. And then, because of that pain, I might not have been able to train today. But overall, I'm feeling good. Today I'm doing 10 sets of 30 extensions each, and after that I'll be doing the wrestler's bridge throughout the day, performing 10 of these flexion extensions per set for a total of 10 sets. I've decided to do it this way. Every day I'll work on a different muscle group, preferably with enough of a break so that there's at least 24 hours of rest between training different neck muscle groups, because in that time, the smaller muscles usually have enough time to recover. So friends, that's the end of my second day of the new neck training challenge. Today I did 300 reps of neck extensions as well as 100 reps of the wrestler's bridge. This is probably the most uncomfortable neck exercise of all, because today I rolled on my head like this a full 100 times. And honestly, the feeling isn't exactly pleasant, even though I was wearing a hat. Well, I'll see you all tomorrow. It's the third day of my challenge. It's morning now, and the first sensations after waking up are still coming from the side neck muscles, which I trained on Monday. But as I mentioned, I will take breaks of at least 24 hours between training different neck muscle groups, so they should have enough time to recover. Also, after yesterday's workout, apparently after doing the wrestler's bridge, my lower back hurts a bit. Basically, it feels like you worked out your lower back yesterday. So, today I'm going to train the front part of my neck. I'll be doing neck flexion exercises. This is one of my least favorite exercises because it makes me feel nauseous. In order not to overload my neck muscles, today I'll do it just like on my first day. Only one exercise, 30 reps, 10 sets with 2 kilograms. You might think that training your neck this way is pointless, But I'll tell you that this kind of gradual progression in load like I'm doing is absolutely necessary to go from less to more, gradually increasing the intensity. And I do this primarily so that my neck stays healthy, and secondly so that I don't injure it in any way, because as you know, the neck is a very important part of our body. You need to know your limits and work towards your goals gradually. That's why my first week will naturally be a light one, but still, as I mentioned, based on my initial feelings, I can already feel some neck pain. In other words, that's already the first sign that micro-injuries have occurred there. This indicates that after healing, these micro-tears will increase in volume. Accordingly, my neck will also get a little bit bigger. So friends, don't go all out in the first few days because that's risky. It can lead to injuries, long recovery times, and overtraining your body. You might be watching this video and thinking, I don't have these kinds of weights, so I won't be able to train my neck. What should I do in that case? And I'll tell you, you can use absolutely any kind of weight, for example, a bottle or even a cat. I just finished my 3rd day of this neck training challenge. If you want to avoid feeling nauseous, just increase the rest time between your sets. Tomorrow, I'll share with you how I feel after training the front part of my neck. Today is already December 4th, which means it's the 4th day of my neck training challenge. And when I woke up this morning, I realized that nothing hurts anymore. The workout program for day 4 looks almost exactly the same as on the first day. But the only difference is that today I'll add a headstand. You might think that doing a headstand is a completely useless exercise for the neck, but the thing is, I personally do this exercise specifically to work on my stabilizer muscles. Because I believe that thanks to the headstand, you activate your neck stabilizer muscles even if just a little. Well guys, I just finished the 4th day. The hardest part was, of course, just standing on my head because the last time I did a headstand was about 6 months ago. A lot of blood was rushing to my head. It felt like my skull was just being squeezed. So my advice to you is to start with at least 30 seconds, but we'll see everyone again tomorrow. It's now the morning of day 5, and this is my first sensation after waking up. I don't feel any pain, and that's awesome. When I was doing push-ups around the same day, my shoulders stopped hurting and overall my muscles stopped aching. Here's what today's workout looks like for me. I'll be doing wall extensions, 10 sets of 30 reps each. The second exercise is a simplified version of the wrestler's bridge. Day 5 went by like clockwork. See you all tomorrow. So friends, it's already the 6th day of my challenge. I'm feeling great, absolutely nothing hurts. And here I want to tell you one thing. If you don't feel any pain after your workouts, it doesn't mean your muscles aren't growing. Because muscle growth doesn't always come with pain. Most likely it means that either you have chosen your workout wisely and haven't overtrained your muscles. Secondly, it could mean your workout was too easy, but in my case that's not applicable. And third, it could be that your body has adapted, so it's time to increase the load. And most likely I would put myself in the 3rd category. That's why next week I'll be increasing my workload. Today I'll be doing wall curls, 10 sets of 30 reps. And that's it for today. But on the 7th day something unusual awaits me. But you'll only see the 7th day tomorrow. For now, let's get started with today's session. Well friends, I've just finished my 6th day. I've completed the final set. And tomorrow, we'll take my first neck measurements. Of course, I'm not sure they've changed much. But still, I'm curious if anything has changed over the week. Because personally, I train my neck very rarely. And as you all know, usually for beginners who haven't trained at all, there's this explosive progress at first. And I'm curious whether this applies specifically to individual muscle groups. Since I train my neck very rarely, maybe I experienced that kind of sudden jump. So tomorrow we'll find out if there have been any changes in the size of my neck. Also tomorrow I'll make a list of exercises that, based on this week's experience, I think aren't very effective. And maybe we'll exclude them from our workout altogether. See you tomorrow. Today is already January 7th. That means it's already the 7th day of my challenge. And right now it's morning, I haven't trained my neck yet. And as I promised you, now I'm going to measure my neck after 1 week. Honestly, I don't know if it has changed or not, but now we'll find out the answer to that question together. After I measured my neck, I rewatched my video. And by the way, I only rewatched it just now. And these were my results. So it was about 40.5 centimeters not pumped. And 42 centimeters when pumped. Right now, I'm not pumped. I hope you can see it well. These are the results after a week. I'd better rewatch this. I just rewatched that video and I'm honestly shocked. But honestly, I'm not faking anything. It's really only been a week. And I saw 42 centimeters on the ruler. So in just 1 week, I gained 1.5 centimeters. And of course, that makes me really happy. Because honestly, I didn't expect to see such results in just 1 week. Okay friends, after I finish my last set for today, I'll immediately take measurements to see the size of my neck while it's pumped. In the meantime, I'll share my thoughts on the exercises I've been doing this week. All of these exercises, when I stood with my head against the wall and did extensions and flexions, when I did the wrestler's bridge, and when I did the preparatory exercises for the wrestler's bridge. Basically, I did the drinking crane pose, but you get the idea. Personally, I didn't really feel any particular sensations. I just honestly felt discomfort in my head. You can imagine I personally weigh 80 kilograms. It's not a huge weight, but still, my head felt quite a bit of discomfort. Nevertheless, I won't remove the headstand from my training program because I still believe that the headstand generally strengthens your core muscles. And when you're doing a headstand, your shoulders are involved as well. Basically, it's an exercise that engages your entire body. I still recommend focusing on training the lateral neck muscles because they provide the most visible impression that your neck is well developed, and as I understand it, they're actually easier to build up since they make up the main bulk of your neck. Overall, I liked all the flexion exercises I did with weights. I felt the maximum pump from them. And today's 7th day will also consist of working out the lateral neck muscles. I'll be doing this with a weight, but I'll also be pressing a bit harder with my hand, meaning I'll be creating resistance myself. And I also won't be doing any of those various wrestler bridges or the exercises leading up to them because in my opinion they're not very effective. Well friends, I just finished my final set for today and now we're going to measure my neck while it's pumped on the 7th day of training. These are my results after just 1 week of training. I just rewatched my video and I saw that it's about 43.5 centimeters, which is a whole 1.5 centimeters more in just 1 week. Let me remind you that my pumped result was exactly 42 centimeters. Now it's already 43.5 centimeters. I think that's a really awesome result. I hope that after another week, I'll gain another 1.5 centimeters. That would be cool, but we'll see each other again in 1 week. Hey friends, today is the 8th, and as I promised, if I go somewhere interesting, I always take you with me. And today I was at a trampoline center and here are some shots we took there.
Today,
it's December 10th and today I bought another new bench for my gym. Today I did a superset that consisted of side neck bends with a resistance band and farmer's walks. I did 30 reps for each side of my neck, after which I took 2 kettlebells in each hand. One of them was 12 kilograms, the other 24. So it was a total of 36 kilograms in each hand, and I did a full lap around the CrossFit gym. That was the kind of load on the traps, and at the same time my grip was getting stronger. I recommend training your traps as well, since they are connected to the deep muscles of your neck, but keep in mind that by training your traps, your shoulders will look visually narrower. And of course that's a downside. Most men's physique athletes don't even train their traps at all so that their shoulders look as wide as possible. Because when you train your traps, you get a straight line from your shoulders to your neck, and because of that, you look visually narrower. So that's day 10 for you. Well friends, today is already January 14th and it's time to measure my neck again. Now I'm going to measure my neck without a pump. So this is my neck circumference on January 14th without a pump. Alright friends, now 2 weeks later we're going to measure my neck with a pump. So this is my pumped neck circumference in the 2nd week. I just rewatched my video and saw that my neck now measures a full 45 centimeters. That's another 1.5 centimeters added to my pumped neck circumference. So over 2 weeks, I've gained about 3 centimeters in total neck circumference, and for me that's an awesome result. Maybe my neck is even genetically gifted, which is why it grows so easily. Well, I'll see you in the 3rd week and we'll take measurements again. I hope it increases by another 1.5 to 2 centimeters. See you in a week. Alright friends, today is day 21 of my challenge. It's January 21st. I hope you could see something there, and now as always I'll take the measurements. This is the neck circumference I have on day 21 of my challenge. I just rewatched my video, and as I suspected, my neck has stopped growing in size. There might be some minor changes, maybe a millimeter, but they're not as significant as they were from the first to the second week. But that's okay, we'll increase the load gradually. There's just 1 week left. Tonight, as always, I'll measure my neck again after the final set when it's pumped. And after that, we'll meet again in the 4th week and see how much my neck has grown in size from the initial starting point of 40.2 centimeters unpumped and 42 centimeters pumped. As we can already see, even after just 3 weeks, there is still some progress, however small. And honestly, based on how I feel, I can say that my neck has definitely gotten stronger. See you in the evening. Well friends, it's evening now. I just finished the final set, and since filming it wasn't interesting, you probably won't even see a video of it because we're doing exactly the same thing as before, just focusing on my results. Here's the neck size pumped after the 20th set, guys. I just rewatched my video, and honestly, when I measured my neck in the morning without a pump and saw pretty much the same result, maybe a 1 to 2 millimeter difference, which is really insignificant, I initially thought that even with a pump my neck wouldn't really change much. And now, after rewatching the video, I realized that's exactly the case. Maybe there's a 1 to 2 millimeter difference and that's it. This week I'll try to load my neck muscles as much as possible. I think I'll bring back the exercises I had stopped doing over the past 3 weeks. So when it comes to increasing the load, that will either mean increasing the weight or increasing the number of exercises. Today is January 24th, the 24th day of my neck training challenge, and to avoid a sharp transition from the 3rd to the 4th week, I decided to show today's workout. Basically, nothing has changed, but I've simply added more exercises. If before I did 1 or 2 exercises a day, today I'm doing 3. This will be a circuit consisting of 10 sets, and it looks like this. I do 15 preparatory reps for the bridge, after that I do 30 neck curls, and then I stand on my head for 1 minute. Naturally, I didn't just show you this day for no reason, because today I was featured in the newspapers, as you can see. I'm choosing groceries, and if you follow my videos on my channel, then you've probably already seen my video about my budget diet, about how to gain mass on 200 rubles a day. So I got a little bit of exposure here. Also, right now you're looking at me and probably thinking, why am I wearing a hat indoors like an idiot? And I'm sitting here not because I'm some kind of floozy on a cycle or not on a cycle, I don't even know. It's just that, as you can understand, going around with a bare head on something hard or cold is not exactly pleasant, especially when you're not bald. Also friends, come on, let me show you something. I haven't really advertised this, but if you're subscribed to my VK public page, you might have seen that I bought myself some nails. You might be thinking right now that I'm an idiot for bragging about buying nails, but no friends, there's more to it than that. Here's the amount of nails I bought. Actually, there were a lot more of them. These are 20 centimeter nails, 6 millimeters thick, and basically, I've learned how to bend them. The first nail was really tough for me. I might even insert a clip here showing how hard it was for me. I think it took me about 10 minutes to bend it.
Well, that's truly it. Absolutely unbelievable. It really truly holds up. I barely managed to actually do it. It's seriously incredibly tough. I still have 25 more nails remaining, so perhaps the 25th one will finally, at long last, give in to me.
So how did I learn to bend these nails, in case anyone's interested? First of all, I bend them with cloths because, as Victor Bout said, safety comes first. Second, I only bent 1 of these a day, and that's more than enough. I did it every evening, I don't know why, but for some reason I personally find it more comfortable to do strength exercises like this in the evening. In the morning you still feel kind of sluggish, but in the evening I really feel energized. As I already told you, the first nails were really hard to bend, especially the very first one. It just wouldn't bend in my hands at all. I made a small notch and then barely I managed to bend it. All in all, it's an invaluable experience. If you want to try bending them, go to the market, they're really cheap. For 500 tenge, which is even less than 100 rubles, I bought a kilogram of nails. There were probably about 30 of them, give or take, so gradually every day I bent 1 nail. Nail after nail, it didn't matter, I just kept bending and bending, and little by little, day by day, I started to develop more and more explosive strength. Because guys, let me give you a tip right away. If you really want to bend a nail, you need to apply maximum force in the shortest possible time. Just focus all your strength, boom, and bend it. Now, I'm letting it warm up a bit to room temperature, because bending a cold nail isn't great, and I'll show you how I bend it. Honestly, you might think I'm heating it up now, but it's just really cold. I just brought it in from the balcony. So while it's warming up to room temperature, I'll continue my set. Alright friends, the nail has reached room temperature, and as I mentioned before, safety comes first. Alright friends, I'm ready, let's go. not just a bit. I bent it kind of crooked this time, but I did it pretty quickly, not like before. Well friends, that's one more nail added to my collection. I still hope to learn how to bend these nails even more easily and maybe make some hearts or something out of them. But for now, my hands, forearms and wrists just aren't strong enough yet. Actually, I had this idea in my head, like bending nails for 31 days straight as a kind of challenge, but I changed my mind about doing it. I figured that in a month you probably wouldn't really learn to do anything impressive with them, although after about 10 days I've almost learned how to bend a nail in a single motion. And I still think that's a pretty good result, but at the same time, I have to say that I'm definitely not a beginner. I used to train my forearms a lot, I worked on my grip strength, so I have an average level of preparation. Even so, I was able to do it more or less decently and without embarrassment after just 10 days. That's why I think beginners really have no business trying this, because the nail is actually quite thick, 6 millimeters. This is already, let's say, an intermediate level, and I think this video wouldn't really catch on because beginners simply wouldn't be able to do anything with it at all. I think even after a month or a long time they still wouldn't really achieve anything, because you really need to specifically build up your forearms, you need to train them very hard, and that's not something you can do in just a month. So my dear friends, please be sure to leave your valuable comments right under this video about what specific things you would genuinely like me to do. Perhaps some engaging exercise routine every single day for an entire month, or something similar. Suggest your ideas in the comments, I'll take a look at them, and if I like something, of course I'll do it in my future videos. This series will continue, it will be released regularly once a month, so you have a chance to suggest an idea for it, and maybe I'll even bring it to life and make a whole story, a whole video about it. And now, we'll really see each other again on the 31st day of my challenge. See you next time. You see just how dark it is right now, at this very moment. You probably are thinking it's evening, but no, it's actually the early morning. I have only just woken up. Now I have to rush to my training at 7 AM, after which I go straight to university and I won't be home until 7 PM, and only around 8 PM will I start working on this video. And now let's check the measurements of my neck on the last 31st day of my challenge.
Here's what my neck size looks like without a pump on January 31st.
It's so cool. There's absolutely no one outside. The snow is falling slowly. There's a storm. Overall, it looks beautiful. I love this kind of atmospheric weather. Well guys, I've changed clothes. It's already almost 20 minutes past 7, and honestly I'm not feeling super cool because there's less and less time left. Now we'll get a workout in, and maybe I'll even train my neck with an exercise I haven't shown you yet. So my workout is over, and now I'm heading home. I'll eat quickly, go to university, and I'll see you only in the evening. I'll finish a few more neck exercises, get a pump, take measurements, and wrap up this challenge. That's how it is. Well guys, it's the 31st day of my challenge. Now I've done my final exercise, pumped up my neck, and now we're going to take my final measurements, at least for this challenge, of my neck while it's pumped. After that, I'll sum up the results of the whole challenge. Let's go. So this is the measurement I have on the 31st day of my challenge, with a pump. Well friends, it's time to wrap up this challenge, but before I do that, I want to thank you, my viewer, for watching this video to the end. I hope it helps you in your future workouts and motivates you as well. And now let's sum up the results of the challenge itself. For you this lasted just half an hour, but for me it was a whole month. And as you remember, on the first day my neck measured 40.2 centimeters unpumped and 42 centimeters pumped. So, what are my results now? You've already seen them, and honestly, these results are very impressive to me. In fact, I think for any natural athlete, these would be very impressive results, because gaining several centimeters in muscle size in a month is a very good result for a natural athlete. But after a whole month, 31 days, of my challenge, my neck measured 44.9 centimeters, almost 45 centimeters in circumference, and pumped it was 45.7 centimeters. In total, my neck grew by 4.7 centimeters in circumference without a pump, and that's almost 6.5 centimeters with a pump. I will also keep up my neck training and continue to work on it. At the end of the next challenge on February 31st, I'll let you know how my neck has changed after another month. I used to pay very little attention to this because I thought I probably wouldn't be able to train my neck, but this challenge made me realize, and I think it showed not just me but you as well, that by really training your neck every day you can actually increase its size. At the same time, you don't need to push yourself with extreme loads. As I already mentioned in this video, you should approach everything wisely, starting with light loads, literally just self-resistance, and only gradually moving on to weights. So, friends, that's how this new second challenge turned out. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to support me with a like, a subscription, and also your comment. And now I want to take you back to the past, specifically to the very first day, and show you how, day by day, I took selfies and how my neck changed in size. It's truly amazing because you can see real progress there, just like in all those transformation photos. Enjoy watching and see you next time.
you